They say that music is what feelings sound like. And making music, it's empowering, it's therapeutic, and I believe it's our birthright. Science suggests that we benefited with our evolution from our ability to express ourselves with sound, as well as being able to use and develop tools. Well, when you think about that, aren't pianos right up there with one of our most wonderful and magnificent inventions? Look at that beautiful heart-shaped form, honest materials, wood, metals, wool even. And when you learn the piano, it's like you learn lots of instruments at the same time. So when you learn to play the piano, it's like you learn lots of instruments at the same time. You're a bass player. And you're playing the chords like guitars do, accompanying the singer in your own band. Or you can play a melody or a harmony, or those little embellishments, the flutes and whistles. And most importantly also, you're the percussionist, you're the drummer of your band with percussion. And doesn't everybody secretly wish that they could play an instrument really well? Well, come and learn to play the piano. It's the easiest instrument to learn to play. Before you know it, you got some pieces. Before you know it, you wish you had some extra hours in every day. It's no harder than learning how to drive a car or operate a computer. And pianos are just so lovely and big. They have up to 10,000 individual parts to them. Never buy a piano from IKEA. And you're never too old to start a piano, or never too old to learn or to play. And pianos are just really good for you. Apparently they raise your IQ by 7 points. And they stave off Alzheimer's disease. And especially when you're learning and playing with other people, they combat loneliness and depression. And pianos have this brilliant pattern. 2 blacks, 3 blacks, 2 blacks, 3 blacks. It repeats. Our brains can really work with that. 2 and 3. It's the pattern that I use when I have people who've never played the piano before, and I get them to work with the symmetry in their hands. I say, put your thumbs on the 2 blacks, and I teach them a song called Raindrops. It goes, if you're an absolute beginner, it just takes 10 minutes. You can play a song like this, using all of your 10 fingers. Play the song like this. So they're easy to love, they're easy to learn, and they're good for you. That's your reality. The perception, though, is that pianos are cumbersome and difficult, and its rewards are only either for people that start when they're this high and practice for 8 hours a day, or for that mysteriously gifted breed of people. We see a lot of them here, and we envy them a bit, musicians. And as a piano teacher, commonly I come across people with previous piano experience. Some of them say, "Oh, Anneka, I learned the piano 3-4 years, more sometimes." And if I say, "Oh, would you like to play something?" Usually they recoil and they say, "Oh, no, not really, I'm not very good, I can't really play. And anyway, I haven't got my music with me." Or I meet some people and they sort of shrug and they sit down and say, "Ah, I play a bit," and they go. I say, "Wow, that's beautiful." But they also shrug and apologize and say, "I'm not very good. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just taught myself, and I can't even read." And both types of people think that there's something wrong with them. But I know there's nothing wrong with anyone. Anyone can learn to play the piano. In 20 years, not once have I had to say, "Oh, sorry, you're not musical enough." I just believe we've gone down the wrong path with the way that we've been perpetuating our teaching and playing and making music together. So what's gone wrong? Well, there was a time when things were a bit better for pianos. About 1.5 centuries ago, pianos were everywhere. They were in schools and clubhouses and halls and dance places, and people would go to each other's houses and they played the piano together. And apparently a commercial element was to play then. Piano salesmen, they thought, "Hey, we're doing pretty well here selling these pianos. What else can we sell?" Well, what about books for people to read the old composers or the latest hit tunes? Good idea. But then we need someone to teach people how to read these books. And this is how teachers of reading, or teachers of music, became teachers of reading. Now imagine for a moment, if we were teaching our little children, when they're little toddlers, how to speak by teaching them how to read first. They start saying ba, 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 and we get out books and we point at the words and we teach them the alphabet and we give them elocution lessons. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Yet this is actually what has been happening in traditional music education. Now, look at these toddlers. They are immersed in music. They might hear their parents go, "Hello, little Bradley, you are so cute." But they'll also overhear their siblings have a fight, or an adult conversation in the background. The television might be on. They hear lots of language, and lo and behold, they all become beautiful speakers. And commonly, they learn to read and write as well. And language serves them all in a myriad of different ways. Some chat your ears off, some become the quiet type, thinkers. They might write poetry. Some might learn other languages or become salesmen or actors. Language serves everybody in lots of different ways. And music can be the same. Music can serve us all in different ways. How do you get good at anything in life that you're good at? By doing it. Find yourself an instrument, start playing, learn a song. Takes about a term, you could know all your chords. They're like the Lego blocks of music. You could sing any pop song that you like, just playing the chords. Takes about a year, and you could have a fair idea of also how to read music, or how to make up your own songs, or how to change songs around that you like, or learn your favorite tunes. You'll still sound like someone who has only been learning for a year, just the way that someone who's been speaking a foreign language for a year sounds not quite like a native speaker yet. It takes about 2 or 3 years and you can be really, really good. And then it just takes the rest of your life to enjoy yourself, making music, sharing your music. And here is a really crucial element. Just like you don't want to really learn a language. Imagine learning French and then never going to France and speaking it with other people. Similarly, I believe that we should be learning and making music right from the beginning with other people. I teach all my piano players in groups. It's way more fun, it's motivating, and they become much better players this way. And right from the beginning, they realize that everybody's different. Some people might be quick on picking up beautiful melodies. Some people are great singers. Some people are joyful but fairly average singers, and it's wonderful to be learning together because they give everybody permission to just sing. Some people might ask lots of questions and everybody goes, oh yeah, that's good again, to go over that again on the piano. Everybody is different in a myriad of in hundreds of different ways. And in my advanced classes, people are as varied as countries in the world, but they still love learning together because they bounce ideas of each other and they study and get to understand the commonality that is true for any piece in the structure of music. There's a lot to love there. Making music, expressing yourself, but very often people that play instruments, they feel more like this. They have this crippling self-doubt. What is that all about? Well, we are steeped in a world where all our learning is done sequentially, and you have to pass one level and you are being measured, and there are certain parameters, and if you don't meet those parameters, you may fail. We carry that fear of failure inside ourselves very strongly. And to make matters worse, we're living in what I call a world of fake music. We listen to music from when we're young, and we can hear whether something sounds good or bad beautifully. But the music that we hear commonly hasn't been made by people like you and me, but has been produced by people who've been honing their instrument for years, who may have rehearsed that particular song for months, which is then being doctored in a studio, sometimes for days. We can't compare ourselves to that. They say don't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. But I believe we shouldn't be judging ourselves at all. We should just be who we are, making music in all our different ways. Trees, bushes, grass, flowers, they all grow out of the same soil, each to their own unique beauty. Start making music. Pianos are good with that 2-3 pattern. Find out who you are. Maybe you are a composer or someone who likes to sing, or someone who might like to play a bit of Chopin. Find out who you are with music. The piano is there for you with that beautiful 2 and 3. It's just here to see. 3 and 2. Just start playing, just start loving. You can do it too. It's for me.